Alvin, it takes a huge commitment in many cases to do the right thing. A lot of times it's just a lot easier to just justify intellectually, sophistically, whatever it takes to get what you're doing into a place of righteousness. It's hard, but it's doable. And that's why we become okay with not paying an adequate amount of taxes in order to sustain the country, because we've come up with a few lines of believable and accepted bullshit that everybody's gotten okay with. Like, the reason I don't want to pay taxes is because it's not spent on what I want it to be spent on. The reason I don't want to pay any more taxes is because I don't like the way the government spends it. Right. The reason I don't want to pay any more taxes is because it'll go to lazy people who just aren't working hard. All these lines of BS that are just that, because what that does is it provides them a pass. It provides them a pass. I've got a friend that I had a big transaction year before last, and he made $120 million, $120 million, and paid $20 million in taxes, which is a lot of money, without a doubt. $20 million, but so is 120. 120 million is a lot of money too. Yes. So if he paid another $20 million instead of 20, instead of being left with 100, he'd have been left with 80. Still a lot of money.
Still a lot.
A lot more money than a lot more money than the vast majority of Americans will ever see in the total of their lives. And so how do you sleep with that? How do you go to bed at night and not feel guilty about that? Well, you come up with lines of bullshit that will allow you to make it okay. That I only want to pay taxes on the things I want to pay it on, or the government spends it frivolously, or people that are broke because they're lazy. You use whatever line works for you, but it allows you to sleep at night. And what we have to do is the government just has to do the right thing. We've got to change tax law so that it achieves fairness, equality, so that everybody has basically the same opportunities. And when you hit it out of the park, you just pay more. You just pay more. You just pay more in, but you'll still get rich. You'll still be rich. You may, instead of having 2 planes, you might just have 1. Instead of having 4 vacation homes, you may only have 2. But so what? It's human nature. You got to come up with whatever line works for giving you a pass on being greedy, and that's what we do. We're a pretty creative creature.
Now, Stephen, you expect millionaires to only have 2 vacation homes like a savage?
That sucks, man. Let me tell you, it really does suck.
You're a cold-hearted man, so you know.